What are you saying, bro? You ready for another lesson?
Man, I can't wait, man. It's been a while, So.
That's a screw.
You can even tell already, you know?
Hey, right rudder, that's it.
Wheel 01, you can backtrack now.
Need to be over the field in between the two.
Alright.
What do you know about increasing the angle of bank?
Full speed.
Exactly.
You're fine, you're on the centre line, and then suddenly you're not, bro.
Next time you're in a grass, bro.
That landing. I'm worn out.
Are you aiming to be a commercial pilot?
Yes, at some point.
Yes, so these calls, they have to be made in a commercial environment. Well done, mate. You're going to make a good commercial pilot.
Thank you.
I'll walk up behind the aircraft.
You're very behind the aircraft. You've got fuel leak. Are we? Yeah.
By the way, go to the whiskey, sorry. The whiskey is quite strong. Mate, you're going to make a good commercial pilot.
You still have control.
No, you tell me when you want to take control. You tell me when you want to take control.
Ever? Do I have to?
Yes. As I say so. Bear in mind, you're going to have to work with what you've got, normally. What do you need?
This one. I'll make use of what I've got.
Previously on Future Pilot 901.
Okay, how you feeling?
Feeling good?
Good. You're gonna go solo.
Okay. Student Will 08 is ready for departure. We are off.
Student Wheel 08, surface wind is 330 at 9 knots, we've got one to vacate.
Student Will 08.
Charlie Kilo, right base, get out to land. Student Wheel 08, minute takes and well done.
This aircraft is so nice to fly with.
Yeah, very nice.
Victor Golf, clear to enter south controlled airspace now in the climb task chute 3,000 feet, heading 090 degrees.
Yes, 3,000 feet is very nice and smooth.
Yeah.
It's not like in the cloud.
Proceed by location Sierra November. This comes the procedure report on both flights established.
The whole point of getting your IMC is you fly clouds. That's sort of where we are roughly. See?
Okay.
So we came in for an approach on runway 23. We did a missed approach, and now we're being vectored around to do another approach.
Ever since I was a kid, I had a dream of becoming a pilot, but could never afford it. One day I decided to stop making excuses, to sacrifice my comfort, to make my dream happen. My name is D, and this is my journey. This is Future Pilot 901.
Yes. What's up, people? Boys and girls, aviators, aviation enthusiasts, welcome back to Future Pilot 901 live on Kick and YouTube every Monday, 7 p.m. UTC. I'm your future captain. My name is D, and this is episode number 28 of Future Pilot 901 live. Shout out to you guys. Happy New Year. We made it. We made it into the new year. Yes, I hope you are having a good start to the year. I hope you have got your New Year's resolutions going, because it's that time of the year, isn't it, when we're super, super motivated. But the trick is keeping it going all the way to December. Now, if you guys are not aware, I have posted a video more recently on the Future Pilot 901 YouTube page reviewing 2025. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. All right. Well, I've been doing this show solo dolo for the last 28 episodes. And do you know what I thought, what should I do for the new year? And I was like,
let me add a little bit of spice to that.
Let me add a little bit of spice to that. So I've got some guests for this week. I'm going to be streaming all week. When I say all week, I mean Monday to Thursday. I'm going to be streaming all week, maybe, depending on if you guys interact in the chat, then I might stream on Friday as well. That will be a special stream. But I'm going to be streaming with some guests. I'm going to have some guests on. I'm very excited. Today is going to be a scholarship fest. Why? Because I've got two guests for you. Both of them are multiple time scholarship winners. I'm talking gliding scholarship. I'm talking electric flying scholarship. I'm talking flight instructor scholarship. So listen, this is a conversation, it's not an interview. So if you've got questions, make sure you drop them in the chat so I can pass those questions on and so that we can pick their brains. But before we get on with that, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. If you're on Kick, hit that follow button, all right? Don't be stingy. I know those people who are like, hiding in the dark alleyways of the internet, watching me from a distance, never commenting, never liking, never subscribing. But then when they see me in real life, they're like, I love your streams. So show me some love on the stream, all right? Stop hiding in the dark corners of the internet, stalking me right here on the internets. We don't want that. We don't want that, all right? Let me just check I've got my sounds. I moved my sounds around. There we go. There's my sound. There we go. There we go. All right, ladies and gents, without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guests for today. Check it out.
But I think I lost it, said that I was fine, said it from my coffin. Remember how I died when you started walking. That's my life, that's my life. I'll put up a fight, taking out my earrings. Don't you know the vibe, don't you know the feeling? It's just been the night, catch me on your ceiling. That's your price, that's your price. Well, bet you're thinking she's
yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper pick
Yes, I am joined today by Ronika.
Hello.
Let me change my screen, and Pri. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm very grateful that you have made the time. So, Ronika, how are you doing? Happy New Year to you guys, by the way.
Happy New Year as well.
Super. Ronika, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Oh, wait, 1 second.
Nah, no worries. No worries.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Do you know what? It's been a busy start to the year, but loving it. I feel like I've got that energy. Do you guys know who David Goggins is? So he's this crazy guy that was in the Navy SEALs, and like he was running on broken legs, and he runs like 300 miles marathons and stuff like that. So I've been reading his book or listening to it. So I'm super hyped at the moment to start the year. So I'm good. I'm good. Pri, welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. All good. Just, yeah, good. Great. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good. I'm happy to see that I actually outrank you. So.
Oh, we don't talk about that. I meant to have another strike, but I just couldn't go to buy it. So.
Only in my dreams, though. Only in my dreams. Like I said, I'm your future captain. I'm not a current captain. But yeah, listen. Okay, let's get one thing straight. I'm surprised. You're both in aviation. Are you telling me that women can fly, Pri? Is that what you're telling me?
Some say no, but some say yeah.
Yeah? Tell me.
I believe so.
Yeah, tell me what are you up to these days? What's keeping you busy?
Oh my God, I'm working 6 days a week. Super busy. And actually I'm working 10 days in a row this time because I need an extra day off 2 weeks later. So I'm working part-time as a flight attendant, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Wait, one second. Your sound is playing up again. Maybe you might just have to take it off.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm working part-time as a flight attendant on Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. And then part-time as a flight instructor on Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays. So Wednesday's my day off.
So flight attendant and flight instructor.
Yes, 2 jobs.
Quick question. Do you speak Spanish?
No hablos Spanish.
No hablo español?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, okay, because I thought this might be you.
What?
Do you remember that video?
No.
Oh, you don't know that video?
No.
Oh my, Ronika, do you know that video?
Wait, I'm confused. Which video?
Okay, I'm playing the sound. Can you hear my sounds?
Mm-hmm.
You can. You don't recognize it. Oh my days! It's okay. I'll play it again one more time. You can't hear nothing.
I think it's technical difficulties.
Oh, technical what a pain. No shout out to the technical difficulties. No shout out to the technical difficulties. But Pri, you can hear my sounds, yeah?
Yeah. I thought you were asking because I lived in Madrid.
No. Okay,
no.
so it's this like funny meme that came out. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's like this funny meme that came up with this flight attendant who was like quite aggressive. Let me see. Type out "go away flight attendant." It's I swear it cracks me up. 1 second, I'm pulling it up. I'm going to share my screen. Where is it? Share this tab. This one.
You better not offend me.
Oh wait, can you see it?
No. Technical difficulties.
Wait, can you see it? No, you can't. All right, give me a sec. Now you should be able to see it. Yeah? Cool. There we go. Here she is.
Let's have Blasuka. Para mi camino, out of my way. Para mi camino, out of my way. Para mi camino, out of my way.
You know what? That's exactly what our training's like.
Excuse me, do you know what the pilot said?
Watch it.
Aquí tú hablas español. Me hablas español.
Oh, man. Oh, excuse me, do you know what the pilot said? What? Oh, snap!
Aléjese, get out. Go ahead. Mi camino.
I definitely remember that.
I've never seen it, but that is what our training is like.
Is that really what it's like?
You literally have to demonstrate it. So
Right.
exactly like that, yeah. Like
Right. Mad. We'll hear more about your experience in a second. Ronika, what keeps you busy? What have you been up to? What keeps you busy day to day?
Unfortunately, I'm stuck in an office job, so
Oh yeah.
9 to 5. It's not great. But I am trying to make more content. I am trying to plan more things this year, to like go to different events, try and create my own in summer too. So I'm still trying to get into aviation, even though I don't work in the industry yet.
I think you have like one of the most recognizable and like voices and faces of people that vlog. Is that just me? Because I feel like everyone knows you.
I don't know.
And your
I mean-
vlogs are great. They're like, it's so
Oh,
like
thank you.
endearing and just like captivating.
Thank you so much. I need to
Yeah.
do more, I actually miss vlogging so
Oh, yeah?
much. Like, it's so weird. I can vlog in public. I do not care about how many stares I get. It's just so fun.
That's
Been doing it since a small age.
that's something, because I think a lot of the time people kind of get a bit too conscious about like having a camera and stuff. So if you can do that and feel comfortable, I think that comfort shows in your videos. Like you're just super comfortable, and it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. So Pri, you're a flight instructor, and Ronika, you're aspiring pilot, but you've done some flying, you've done some gliding, right? You were a gliding scholar. Yeah, so we're going to talk about scholarships later. Remember, guys, this is a conversation. Today is a conversation, so you can definitely pick our brains. Later on, I want to talk about scholarship. You got on this stream an air pilot's gliding scholar, air pilot's PPL scholar, and flight instructor scholar as well. So you can definitely get your questions off about scholarships and hopefully get some insight into the processes of getting a scholarship, and also, what you might do to stand out. So Pri, take us back to a time when aviation felt distant for you.
I think when I first started, actually, it was very. When you say distant, do you mean like
a distant dream? Now you're a flight instructor, and I want to be a flight instructor one day. A lot of people haven't reached the level that you've reached, and for them, they're thinking, for example, Ronika, where she's at, pre-PPL, thinking, oh, one day I'd love to have. How many hours do you have now, Pri?
Oh, I haven't really looked at it. I haven't updated my logbook yet. So, but I know that I crossed 40 hours of instruction today.
Well, see, you get to a point where you have that many hours where you stop counting them. Like, I think
I've crossed 300 last year.
Right.
But after that, I've kind of not really paid attention to how many.
Right.
So not that many, but yeah.
It's a bit like age. When you get when I hit about 27, 28, I stopped counting. So now I actually have to think, wait, what year was I born? Okay, I'm 34. At some point, but that shows when you were earlier on in your journey, 10 hours is wow, first 10 hours, then 20 hours, then 30 hours. So that clearly shows how much progress you made, that, it just kind of becomes part of your life now. But what was it like in the beginning days? What drew you to aviation, and how did you get started?
So it all starts back in 2007 when I was a 7-year-old kid. Honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere sort of thing, but not nowhere, random, you could say. So we're on our way to India on a random Thursday, Tuesday, God knows what day it was. I'm 7 years old, I'm staring out the window, and I happen to be the only child on board the plane. It's obviously quite a big plane. Don't know what plane it was. It was some sort of Airbus, probably an A380 to be honest. And
Probably an A380.
yeah, probably something like that.
Wow, she says casually. All right, probably just an A380, you know.
My bad, guys. I love flying planes, but I don't know how to identify what planes what apart from a Cessna and a PA-28 because I fly those. So,
Do you know what? I don't blame you, because like when I got into aviation, like earlier days, people would talk about like, oh, this like Grob tutor or
did you 180? What
I'm
the hell
like what? Like I love the feeling of flying, but I don't know about all these aircraft, so I can totally relate to what you're saying.
me right now.
Mm.
And I'm like so many hours in and somewhat experienced, and I still don't know what aircraft's what.
Fair. So you're on
yeah,
this
so
maybe A380 as a
maybe
kid, the only kid on the plane.
Yeah, yeah. And so the staff were really, really nice to me, and I was like, oh, VIP, you know what I mean? And to the point where they actually asked me and took me to the cockpit.
Nice.
And then I fell in love. I saw all these billions of thousands of buttons I'd like to press. Saw how the pilots were explaining things to me. Had no idea what they were on about, but I really liked it. And then when I was also staring outside the window above the wing, I was like, yeah, this is quite cool, because I was expecting to be able to see the clouds and whatnot, but we were placed right over a wing, and I was like, well, this is kind of disappointing. Eventually paid attention to how the wing's working, how they were operating the flaps and the spoilers and all that stuff, and I was like, wow, I want to do this. And obviously when I went to the cockpit, it kind of confirmed it. And a bit of an emotional side too. Obviously, Mum wasn't able to go back to India very often because of our circumstances, just me and my mother. And so, you know, it was kind of like an emotional thing. You know, she doesn't get to go back often. And I was kind of like, oh, Mum, I'd like to take you back one day. So it kind of stemmed from there as well a little bit. But yeah, so to be honest, I'm here because she's been able to support me the whole way, you know.
How so?
Well, it's just us two, so it's already quite difficult, you know, growing up in council estate from nothing. Unfortunately, she had to seek help. We had to, and growing up in a council estate with like from nothing to coming here, you know, working constantly. I've never been clubbing. I've never done any of the partying stuff. So
You're lying. There's no way.
No, seriously, I've not been clubbing. I've not done any of the like partying stuff, and I've been to like a few like pub things here and there, but like no drinking, no nothing, no messing around. It was solely just study, work, pay. And my mum worked as well for years, and because of her savings, my savings, like our effort together, and her support, most importantly, when people were turned around and were like, you can't do this, or women can't do this, because that's when I started ages ago. You know, she was the only one that stood there. And so I can't not give her credit for where I am today, basically.
That's the thing about becoming a pilot. It's rarely ever, in my little experience, it's rarely ever an individual sacrifice. It's usually, you know, the closest people to you are sacrificing with you, you know. And in the case of your mum, it sounds like she was quite pivotal to like helping you, you know, get the funds and supporting you through the training for you to get to where you are today. Ronika, where did you start off? How did your passion for flying start?
I would say like from an early age, I was always sort of interested in planes, but not fully interested, like aviation geek type. I used to always like watching YouTube, like what's the difference between Emirates business and economy and stuff like that on my dad's phone all the time. And then suddenly, like, I just wanted to gain all these certificates in lockdown. I was in year 10, and I was like, you know what, because of COVID, I am not able to do any work experience, and how am I going to show people at sixth form that I'm amazing? So I went online, typed in free courses, free webinars, joined a lot, and then I accidentally signed up for Girls in Aviation in Puerto Rico. Thankfully they speak English. And I got really fascinated by air traffic control, the job of it, and then I was asking a bunch of questions, and was pretty much the only one there asking in English. And they were like, oh, let me pass you on to this person and this person and this person. And eventually I spoke to the chairperson of Airability, Captain Shona Bowman, and yeah, I was fascinated by her job, and she actually recommended me to apply for the Air Pilots Gliding Scholarship when I was 15, and I won that, got the flying bug, and here I am.
Nice. Wow.
It's all a crazy journey, accidental, really.
During COVID, you know, that's not that long ago.
Yeah.
I know.
Where were you? Where were you when COVID hit? That's what I'm wondering. Like pre as well after.
I was like 15, just trying to do my GCSEs. So I was just at home really, and it was just really boring. So I was like, let's just try be bit more clever, bit more nerdy here and there, and just get more certificates and just. I don't know, it was really random, and I managed to get loads of different certificates too, and yeah, I accidentally joined aviation. So a win is a win.
Where were you during COVID when COVID hit? Where were you in your aviation journey, and how did it impact you?
So I actually started my aviation journey quite a few years ago, 2016, 2014, you could say. So in COVID, I was actually stuck at home isolating, not flying much, but then I was allowed to fly, and I was the only student flying at Oxford at one point. And I managed to get my PPL during COVID. That's where I was at COVID.
Fair.
Yeah,
So
I got quite lucky.
nice. Yeah. So during COVID, I just started my journey, like taking aviation seriously. So during the lockdowns, I was reading the PPL books, PPL manuals.
Okay.
Yeah. And then lockdown, they loosened the lockdowns. Then I had my trial flight in September, and then lockdown 2.0 came after my first lesson. So my first official PPL lesson was 5th of December 2020. And then lockdown 2.0, and then I had to just, wait for the next round. But yeah, interesting. So I want to talk a little bit about scholarships. Shout out to everyone who's joined us. We have some multiple winning scholars here. All right, they're scholarship winners. They've won flight instructor, gliding, electric flying. I've won a PPL scholarship. So make sure you put your scholarship questions in the chat, all right? Because the PPL scholarship for the Honorable Company of Air Pilots closes in 3 days on the 8th of January. So make sure you get your applications in. The gliding closes sometime in February. I can't remember when the flight instructor scholarship closes. So make sure you take yourself, I'll put it in the chat now. Take yourself to airpilots.org/scholarships to get more information on that. But put your questions in the chat. We're going to talk about scholarships next. But before we do, let's take, if you've never, browsed the Future Pilot 901 YouTube page, then there's some things you can catch up on, especially if you're an aspiring pilot, you're going through your PPL training. There is season 1, season 2 for you to watch. Check it out.
Nice takeoff.
That's a screw. I was waiting for that because everyone does it.
I'm going to make sure that you can do it. And you can do it, I know.
And you get to the height of a double-decker bus.
How about this height?
Smoothly throttle to idle. Smoothly raise the nose.
This is floating! This floats.
Yes, man. Good food after hard days of flying, bro.
Bro, it's needed, man. That landing. I'm worn out.
Okay, so if you've never checked it out, make sure you get yourself to the Future Pilot 901 YouTube page. Shout out to everyone on Kick. Let's have a chat about scholarships. Let's talk scholarships. So, Ronika, tell me about your journey with scholarship. You mentioned gliding scholarship. What was the application process like, and how did you prepare for it?
Okay, so like I said, I applied when I was 15, and it was basically asking, from what I remember, about my passion, about what I wanted to do with the scholarship, what my intentions were, and also I think it was like one of my greatest achievements. So that's what I did, and I got through that stage, and then I was invited for an interview in London, which was a great day out, and it was like one of my first ever interviews I've ever done ever. So it was such a good experience.
So, two-step process: put in the application, answer those questions, and then interview.
Of course, yeah.
Fair. How did you prepare for it? Because at 15, I imagine like this was what, your first ever interview?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
It was quite difficult to prepare, as I went to my school career advisor. They had no clue. They had no clue about scholarships or aviation or anything. And I was like, oh, isn't that your job? Okay. Thankfully, my geography teacher was the best. I still remember her name, Miss Connolly. She was my favorite teacher ever. And she helped me after school. And it was just us, going through this application, and she was giving me like ideas and like elaborating on my ideas as well, and basically helped me so much with interview prep as well. And yeah, that was the greatest help I've ever received, because it was really difficult, especially because I'm from Manchester. In that time, not a lot of people knew about aviation, since there wasn't a lot of events about it. So the school was just like really clueless. So I'm so thankful for my teacher then.
And sound like she went above and beyond to really help you prepare. And it's amazing when you get people like that, because yeah, it's just priceless. I remember for me, I had somebody similar in my life where they like just pushed me towards opportunity, went above and beyond. And yeah, it's incredible when you get that. And well, you never forget them, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So you then got the scholarship. How did you find out that you got the scholarship?
I think I had like an email, and I just remember to this day I was studying. I don't know what I was studying. Like I was trying to, do my GCSEs on that same year as well. And I saw this email and I burst out screaming. And my mum thought, like, what happened? Like, did I fall? What? I started screaming, going downstairs. I was like jumping up and down. I was like, I got the scholarship. Like, this is mind blowing. And it was the best day ever. And I just remember it being it was the best.
And what did the scholarship do? Like, what did it allow you to do? Where did you go with it?
I'd say growing up, I've always been either some point in my life really loud and energetic, and then some point in my life really quiet. That point in my life, I was quiet, really quiet, shy girl. I feel like after like experience that scholarship, I felt more confident, like a boost of confidence, and now I feel like I can speak to basically anyone without overthinking. I got the flying bug, and I can work in a team more better. And I was such an introvert then, and I can't believe that aviation actually got me out of my comfort zone. And now I'm like a massive chatterbox now because of that. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like I've worked with young people a lot over the last 10 years, maybe 15 years. When you find something that you really enjoy, that can be such a powerful motivator. So I think it's so important to find that thing for people, like for yourself, but also if you're supporting somebody, to help them find their thing. Like I know I've never studied as like strategically as I did for PPL, in anything else. Like when I did my PPLs, it was like, no, I'm aiming for 100% in everything. I was so strategic, which I don't think I'd ever done that with anything else. So yeah, I can definitely relate with you just kind of being more introverted and then finding this passion, and then it's so enticing that it makes you go out of your comfort zone and expand your skill set. And I think that's really, really beautiful. So the gliding scholarship is a scholarship that's like a residential. You go out for a week. You're, helping with the operations of the gliding club, and at the same time, you also get to do some flying with an instructor. Some people get to the point of doing virtual solos. And do you want to say what a virtual solo is?
It's more like, it's been a long time since I was flying. It's more like you do your landing and take off all by yourself. So
Right. Your instructor's in the back, but they kind of act like a ghost.
Pretty much.
And you get to fly all around on your own. So what was your week like when you did your gliding scholarship?
Oh, okay. It was my first time outside, like staying by myself, and it was just so fun. I met a bunch of people. I was the youngest one there, and it was really nice to communicate with people that were sort of like-minded people, have the same passion as you, because I've never met anyone who's into planes in that time. So it was really nice to hear about people's journey, where they came from, and it was a really good insight at that age, since all I knew people were from around my area. It was really fun, especially about their experiences, what else they did. Like some people joined the Air Cadets, some people went into different hobbies, and it was just so interesting. Like I just remember loving that week so much.
Nice. And then what happened after that? What decision did you make? Like, how did you want to progress in aviation after your gliding scholarship?
Well, the main reason why I applied for the scholarship is because I didn't know if I wanted to be a pilot or an air traffic controller. Like I was quite, of course, at that age, you wouldn't be 100% sure. So my mentor was like, yeah, just try and see how it goes. And I just remember my first launch. It was so fun. I wanted to do it 100 times more, and yeah, as soon as I was in the sky, I was like, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life. No matter how many times I'm going to struggle with it, I want to do this in the future. And that really just solidified the idea of sort of an insight of being a pilot. And it really built my friendships as well. And it was just so fun. It really gave me a boost of confidence in my career as well. And also, one thing is that before all of this, I didn't know anyone who looked like me, or like is Asian minority, or wears a hijab. And it just gave me that confidence and like that passion to keep going despite those difficulties. And I wanted to inspire more people and help more people win this scholarship, which I have been trying to do as much as I could. So yeah.
Nice. So what tips would you give to anyone applying for the gliding scholarship now, since they're open for applications?
I would say any experience you have, whether even if it's not flying, just add it in there. Don't doubt yourself saying, oh, I've only just been into planes just recently. Just still go for it, because you never know what chance you have. And write as much passion as possible and try and link it to experiences you've had as well, and link it to skills you've learnt. Maybe it's the work experience you did or a project you learned in school. Just keep on going. And I would also say, which I wanted more help on as well, is just communicate with more people. Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best thing ever to have created. It's the best way to connect to people. And if you asked some of the previous scholars as well, they would help you so much. So reach out to people, I'd say, as well.
Love it. Right. Let's have a look at what the gliding scholarship week looks like, and then we're going to come back and talk about the other scholarships. Let's have a look. Here we go.
Shut and locked, resisting upward pressure. Brakes and canopies closed and locked. Black cable on please.
Best part.
I
can't see everything.
Yeah, but everything. Yeah.
I mean,
oh, it was so fun. I felt like I learned so much in just a week.
Generally, it's been really nice actually to
Get to know new people.
A gliding scholarship.
gliding scholarship. And a scholarship. Gliding scholarship. Gliding scholarship.
Gliding scholarship by air pilots.
Yes, so that is the gliding scholarship. Get yourself over to airpilots.org/scholarships if you want to apply for the gliding scholarship. All right, so the other scholarship is the PPL scholarship, which I'm a previous winner from 2023. And the PPL scholarship entitles you to up to 45 hours. Now, need to double check that because the requirements for a PPL has changed from 45 hours to 40 hours. So I'm not sure yet whether they're decreasing the hours or they're going to keep it to that. But the point is, all your PPL training is covered, including exams, including study materials. And it's really an amazing opportunity to get yourself a license by the end of the summer. So I would say apply for that if you're eligible. Of course, there's eligibility criteria. So for example, for you to hold a PPL license, you have to be at least 17 years of age. So if you want to apply for the PPL scholarship, you have to be 17 by the 1st of June, which is when the training usually begins. So make sure you have a look at that. But from a PPL scholarship point of view, do you guys, what do you guys think about the PPL scholarship? And if you could ask a question about the PPL scholarship on behalf of, say, the audience, what would that question to me be? I put you on the spot, didn't I? Yeah. You thought you were just here to answer questions, but you're also going to ask them.
I would say, because I've been through the interviews too, I would say, like, how did you overcome that pressure in that interview room?
How did I overcome the pressure in the interview room? That's a great question. It's a few years ago now. I think the important thing is knowing yourself. Some people need to upregulate, some people need to downregulate. As in, some people get freaked out and they're like buzzing like that, nervous. And so you need to do things that calms you down. Deep breathing, mindfulness, having something tactile to hold on to. Or some people kind of get a little bit too relaxed and they might need to amp themselves up. So I would say for me, I can't remember exactly what I did. But I would have like exercised in the morning. And another thing that I did was, and I got this idea from Will Cooper, who is a 2022 scholarship winner. Because one of the things I did is when I applied, I was like, look, I've already been rejected like 3-4 times already. This is like my 4th or 5th time of applying. I need to make this happen. So I basically decided I was going to do everything. Like I was going to chuck everything at this application. And what I did was, before the interview, I contacted all the previous scholars that I could manage to reach. And I was just like, oh, tell me about it. Like, what was the interview like and all of that. And funny enough, I was planning to go to my interview wearing my Future Pilot 901 t-shirt. And that would have been, yeah, that would have been a failure. But it's like when I I spoke to Will Cooper, previous winner, and he told me, oh yeah, I caught the red eye on my way to, like, from Scotland, on my way to the interview, and I took myself out of my comfort zone, he told me. that he did by going to speak to the pilots. And he felt like that prepared him. It's kind of like he did something slightly scary before the interview, so that when it came to the interview, he was like already switched on, right? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I went and looked at the photos and I saw he was wearing a suit, and I was like, yeah, I'm wearing a suit. So I went, bought myself a suit to wear the next day. But back to your question in terms of like, how do you, in a sense, regulate yourself for the interview? I would say try and do something that takes you out of your comfort zone before the interview if you tend to get nervous. Like, go out in the street and just tell yourself to speak to like 3 strangers and tell them, oh, have you ever thought about flying? Just something random like that. By the time you show up to the interview, you've kind of got over yourself a little bit. I'd say that's probably the best nugget of advice I could give. And for me, contacting the previous scholars and then interviewing Will Cooper on my, I didn't release it, I've still got it like hidden away in a hard drive, but I literally did an interview with him. And one day I might release it, but that was me stepping outside of my comfort zone and learning about what the interview process is like by interviewing a previous winner. And he could have said no, he could have said, you know, I'm not interested. So I was really reaching out to as many past winners as I could. So yeah, that would be my bit of advice.
Thank you. I remember in that interview, I did try and hold a cup, and I was so nervous because, you know, like when you really, really want something, I'm normally like a really chill out person, don't stress a lot. But you know, when you really want something so badly, and I was holding this cup they gave me, and I squished it too much. And then they were like, oh, do you need a hand? I'm like, yeah, please. What do I do with this? I was so nervous. The water was everywhere. I was that nervous.
No.
So yeah, I'm definitely not gonna hold a cup anymore.
Yeah. Again, I think it comes to like knowing yourself, because you know, we all respond differently under pressure. And when now you know that there are certain things that you'll avoid. Like, I hate holding paper, because what will happen is the paper will start like moving around, showing my nerves. And I'm like, I don't want people to see that. So yeah, I try to like have something like a clipboard or something like that that's actually rigid, instead of like just paper dancing, which then when you see that, you then get even more nervous in the moment, right? Yeah, so yeah, interesting. So shout out to the All Person Official. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for coming back to the channel. You're slowly becoming a faithful. If you keep this up, you might become a mod. So shout out to you. Your question was, how old do you need to be? So for the gliding scholarship, you need to be 16, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ronika. For the PPL scholarship, you need to be 17. And then for the flight instructor scholarship, you would have already, what's the flight instructor scholarship age?
There wasn't an age on there. It was more about your qualifications at that point.
Right.
Also, you can't get those qualifications without being of age. So
yeah. So you'd need your PPL scholarship, which minimum is 17, or PPL license, minimum 17, or a CPL license with the correct stuff.
So PPL license with at least 150 hours PIC.
Yeah.
Or your CPL with 100 PIC.
All right.
With PPL one, you end up becoming an NPPL instructor, not a full PPL instructor.
Right. Okay. Let me see if there's any other question that fits into this section. What stands out? Shout out to, I can't say your whole name, my friend. What stands out in the interview? Is it your CV, your experience, or your attitude? That's F4. I'll call you F4. Yeah. What stands out in the interview? Is it your CV, your experience, or your attitude? Anyone want to take a stab at that?
Yeah. So I didn't submit my CV, so it's got nothing to do with my CV. I don't know about you guys for your scholarships. Experience definitely, I'd say, would play a part, but mostly your attitude. Mostly, because if you go there, like you said, everyone's nervous, so that everyone's bound to be nervous. That's not too much of a problem. But if you're showing your nerves and you're letting your nerves get in the way of what you can deliver, that's a problem. Going overconfident as well, also a problem. Underconfident, also a problem. You've got to find that middle bit where you're not overconfident, underconfident. You're speaking with respect. None of the slang like, "Hey man," just "Hello, my name is," Sort
Yo,
of.
wagwan, I'm here for an interview, innit? Still.
Yeah, you can't
get
do any
me?
of
That's
that.
lang.
Imagine hearing that down the radio. Someone going, "Hey yo, golf driver Mike," and all that. It's not gonna work.
Hey yo, skibbity toilet still. See, you're too old. You don't know. You don't know about skibbity
I'm 10
toilet.
years younger than you, D.
Yeah, you're still too old. The thing is, I've
What,
worked
like
in
a
a
kid's
school.
6, 7?
I've worked in a school.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I've worked in a school, so I've been in touch with. I'm down with the streets. Okay, I'm done with the young'uns. All right. But yeah, nah, you're absolutely right. I would say, what stands out? Yeah, I would agree. Your CV isn't like, it's nice to have things on your CV, like, experiences, awards that you've won, like it shows some transferable stuff, but it's not the biggest thing. It depends what you're asking for as well, whether it's gliding scholarship, PPL scholarship, or flight instructor scholarships. Usually for the gliding scholarships, they are aware that it's your first interview, most likely. So I think the gliding scholarship is a lot more supportive in the process. It's more about helping you whether or not you get the scholarship. The PPL scholarship is a little bit more detailed, a little bit more challenging if you're unprepared for it. So it's more in depth. And how I would describe it is your application on steroids. So it's almost like everything that you've put in your application being able to go like 1 or 2 levels deeper than that. So if I say, for example, I've got, one of my best achievements was going on my first solo flight. Okay. Then the question is, so tell me about your first solo flight. Okay. It was a circuit. All right. So talk me through a circuit. Okay. Well, I'm lined up on the runway. I go full power. I check that my power is set. Engine T's and P's are green. The speed's coming up. I'm calling out the speeds. I rotate at 55 knots with 10 degrees of flaps. Okay, what's flaps? Okay, flaps change the shape of the wing. They allow me to reduce my ground roll, but they compromise the climb out. And, all of that, they increase a little bit of drag, all of that kind of. So being able to go into detail about what you've written down is, I think, important and crucial for your PPL scholarship. So I'd say look at the application and know your stuff. That's what I would say. And it's this past year, 2025 was my first year on the PPL scholarship panel. So I got to see the process from the other side, which has been very interesting. But I'm not giving away any secrets. That's all I'm going to say. But what I'm curious about is the flight instructor scholarship. So tell me, Pri, what was that process like to get into the flight instructor scholarship?
So it's a 3-stage process. You do your initial application. That's really long. And then you have to handwrite it as well.
Is it really that long?
I don't know. I did pick your brains at it to go over it and check over it, but I found it quite long because I'm that type of person. I overthink absolutely everything, right? So I'm going to look at it, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to be like, right, I know that I'm going to be my own critic, right? Whatever you call it. I'm going to criticize myself. I'm going to be like, that's not good enough. What can I do to make it better? Now what can I do to make it better? Okay, I've got a better version now. Now what can I do to make it better? I'm going to keep picking at it until it's like the final day of me submitting it. But then in my head, I'm like, but I can't be the last one to submit it because it might be that they get too many applications and they close it earlier. But I don't want to be the first one because they're going to be like, well, she hasn't even paid attention to it. So all these things I'm just overthinking. So for me, it was quite a long process, yeah. so there's that stage, and then there's a video where you have to submit a 2-minute video without any cuts or anything or edits of
Oh, it's a 2-minute video.
2-minute
yes.
video. Yeah, and you think that 2 minutes is such a long time. It's not enough.
No.
It's not enough for you to click that record button and yap away and explain or briefing on. They give you 2 topics. I'm not going to say those topics in case they want to use those again. And you have to produce a video, 2 minutes without a break, explaining and briefing on that topic, which took me about 20 million attempts to do. I redid it later because I sent the videos to be like sifted, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, which ones are better, and checked over to make sure that it's okay. Changed my outfits as well. I was so concerned about the outfit. I was like, oh my god, what if I wear something with too much colour and they think I'm not serious? So many stupid little things. And then once you pass that stage, you then get on to the interview stage, which was probably one of the most scariest, and that also entails 3 different things. So you check of knowledge and understanding of the course and what you're going to be doing, your experience, and knowledge of your experience, and then you have to do another briefing. This time it was a topic of your choice, which they turned around and said it can be aviation or it does not have to be aviation, which absolutely ate at my brain because that was a big decision to make.
Yeah.
I chose a topic of not in aviation, which I think benefited me. Nice. Yeah, so three-stage application process. You could say it's quite a while, so I submitted the application I think in December or January, and then the next part was about 2 months later, the video, and then the interviews were in May, and found out a week later, actually. Unofficially found out 2 days later, but officially found out a week later, because I kept on being like, when are you going to find out? When am I going to find out? When am I going to find out?
Wow.
But yeah.
And what did that do for you? What did getting the flight instructor scholarship do for you?
Well, so I got a frozen ATPL, but single engine. So I did my SEIR, literally finish it just before I got.
Okay, break it down. What's SEIR?
Single engine instrument rating. So nobody really knows what it is actually. Nobody knows you could do it. Well, not nobody, but most people don't know that you could do this route. So I did my ATPLs about 3.5, 4 years ago now, and you have 3 years from the point of completing your last exam to complete your CPL and IR, but people think it's all CPL, MEIR, MEP, all that stuff. You can surpass the MEP and do the SEIR instead. I did that because I'm doing modular route for a reason. I can't afford to do the full route, so I had to opt for the single engine IR to secure my ATPL exams in place. Because if you don't do your CPL IR before those 3 years, you then have to do your ATPL exams again. And
yikes!
I ain't doing that again. That is the worst. The worst bit of studying I've ever done in my life. Don't want to go back. Never, please. They're not easy, and I was also one of the second or third classes to do the new syllabus, the 2020 syllabus, which meant that there was nothing on the banks, nothing on the internet. The instructors didn't know what to teach us. A lot of us failed, and we got lower averages compared to what some. If I was to do my exams now, bear in mind that was 2020 that it came out in. 2020, sorry. The syllabus. It's been about 4 or 5 years now, right? Since it's come out, and the syllabus is still going. It's so banky right now. If I was to do it right now, I guarantee you I'd pass with at least 95, if not more % average. So that puts me at a bit of a disadvantage right now, but airlines won't consider that, so I'm a bit salty about that, but whatever. How did I get onto that? Don't even know how I got onto that, but yeah. Basically. Yeah, so single engine IR, I ended up doing that to secure my ATPL exams in place. And this scholarship was kind of one of those things that, like, I didn't really consider ever that I'd be a flight instructor. And I was actually sifting the gliding scholarships when I saw that there's a flight instructor scholarship, and I was like, oh. And then I looked at the requirements because I was just curious and nosy because I'm Indian, we all do that. Yeah, it's a very, very cultural thing. I don't know, Ronika, if it's the same in Bangladesh, but it's definitely an Indian thing to be nosy. Asian thing you could say, I guess. But yes, so I was being nosy as per usual, and I was looking at the requirements, and I met them. And I was like, oh. And I had a mentor at the time with this company called Aviation Reach, who give free mentoring to anyone any female, anyone that's ethnic, that's male or female, and basically, without sounding really, really racist or anything, but anyone that's not just a British male, basically. I don't know why that's the one they target. I think because we're a minority, of course. Yeah, so they help anyone that meets those categories. And so my mentor, I spoke to him about it, and he was like, you should consider all these routes, because now you've got a single engine IR. Like, what are you going to do with it? You could do flight instructing. Otherwise, I'll have to like pay out of my own salary to keep current or keep flying. And I thought, okay, yeah, fair enough. Why not? And applied and ate D's brains out, and got the scholarship, and then just did the course.
Nice. And just to put it out there, the Honourable Company of Air Pilots do have an ATPL scholarship going. Yeah, it's in partnership with BGS, Bristol Ground School, and they will cover 75% of the cost of doing your ATPL theories. So that's a new scholarship that's out that you can apply for. I wish I could apply for it. I'm just not ready for. Actually, no, I think I will apply for it. I just don't have a class 1 medical though. I think you need a class 1 medical.
You do.
Yeah.
You do, yes. I looked at requirements. I've actually been telling my students to apply for it who I think would be somewhat eligible. Just to be clear, it's about £712 or £25 or something. That's 25% that you have to pay. So it's not that much. Like I paid £7,000. So
yikes.
So, yeah, I mean, I didn't do it distance learning, which I kind of regret because I ended up doing it in the end anyway. I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's scaring me because I need to do my medical this year, and I was like, yeah, £2,000, yeah, nothing much.
Are you doing your class 1?
Well, I'm planning to, because I was saving up for my PPL. I really do want to start training this year. So I'm looking for where to do my medical. I think there's a place called Centerline in Gatwick. So I really need to do my research and maybe save up a bit more then.
I would always budget 15-20% more.
Oh,
than
right,
what you're still saying.
It burns to do that though. Just the thought of it. Spending 15% more, it's just like
yeah,
you almost want to bury your head in the sand and not like do that.
Very rare chance though that you'll get everything done in minimum hours.
Yeah,
so it's best to have more money than to not have enough.
The question is, where do you get that money from? That's the problem.
I wish we won the lottery.
You scrub those floors. You pick at that chewing on if you have to.
Right. Yeah. Hustle and grind. However you have to do it.
I worked 3 jobs alongside uni at one point.
Wait, that's a good point.
Sleeping.
That's a good point. Tell people what you do, because you're like one of those freaks of nature that's like multi-talented. So what apart from being a flight attendant and a flight instructor, now you've added another one to your list of skills and things that you do. What other things do you do?
So I've kind of stopped this one now, but I used to bake cakes for weddings and birthdays and celebrations and all sorts. Before that, I used to be a bridal henna artist, but COVID ruined my dreams and hopes.
How's that?
Cake stuff. Sorry?
How is that? How did COVID ruin
so I had so many bridal bookings, and then COVID hit, and that's it. And after that, it's kind of like, because I had no engagement and nothing, no one was interested in wedding stuff. I then was like, okay, whatever, it fell off. I really stupidly deleted my henna account, and I deleted all the followers. I kept the henna account, but I just deleted it and thought I'd never get back to it. Tried to get back to it afterwards, and it didn't work. So I kind of ended up flopping in that. But I started the cake business during COVID. I did do them both alongside each other at one point. Also worked in M&S for a bit alongside doing uni, but it obviously wasn't working, so I decided to leave all of that once I started my HPLs. So I do all of that. What else do I do? I do quite a lot of things. I usually do a lot of arty things, so like henna candles and stuff, and canvases and paintings. I've had a few paintings auctioned in the past.
Nice. Wait, paintings?
Yeah, this is when I was a child though. Like more like.
But are they like kiddie, like, you know, those paintings where you go, "Way, well done, that's really good," or was it like legit paintings?
Well, you see, back in the day, I thought like, "Wow, I'm like Picasso," you know, like, "Oh, I'm genius." But looking at it now, I can't remember what it is, but it's exactly that got auctioned because I did so much back in the day. But it probably was one of those, yay! But I do have a painting up there in the corner. I'm not going to go pick it now.
Do you know how much it was auctioned for?
No, it was actually auctioned for the Hindu temple so that they could take the money. So it was more of a charitable cause thing they were auctioning for. They were religious paintings, so obviously kind of made sense to sell it there, sort of thing. But that was when I was a child, you know, around like 13, 15, around that age somewhere. Yeah, so I've done a lot of little things here and there. I can't remember off the top of my head. I also do nails and stuff, so that's another thing. Yeah, quite a lot of things, kind of, but I've never really kept it consistent enough to keep those going. The only thing I've kept consistent is the flying.
Wait, the what?
The flying. So my flying.
Oh, I thought you said the lying. I was about to say, are you exposing yourself? What's going on?
Yeah, by the way, I lied through my whole application. I don't even have a license. So.
Wow.
No,
and this is
that license cost me a lot.
And this is you.
Yes. Actually, I have a funny story about that.
Yeah. I don't know why a picture of me came up.
Of course, you got to put yourself up there.
Yeah, I know. I got to self-promote at any cost. Yeah, so tell us about this.
Yeah, well, long story short, that was unofficially presented to me. Not unofficially, but like I arrived late by half an hour to the scholarship ceremony because my flight got delayed and then cancelled, and then I was stuck in Egypt the day before, and I managed to land back in Luton Airport at 5 p.m. and make it into central London for this event by 7 p.m. Yes, but this was the award ceremony they held for all the scholars. Of course, I missed everyone's presentations, but they still, presented mine for me. You can see people at the back standing, clapping their hands.
I think that's Paul taken, and you got Richie Piper giving you the certificate.
Yes. So they were presenting me with a certificate. I was met with the Stelios Philanthropic Foundation's secretary or something like that. She was a lovely, lovely person. Had dinner with her. We spoke about like journeys and each other's journeys. And by the way, this is something I'm like really, really like proud of. Not sure if it's something other people would be proud of, but I really am. My scholarship was funded by Stelios, the Stelios Philanthropic Foundation, and of course, Sir Stelios is the founder of EasyJet, who I work for. I'm like a big fat fan of EasyJet. I'd love to work for them in the future. By the way, if you guys want to fund me, you can. But yes, unfortunately, he doesn't quite own it anymore. So, but yeah, still like bang that EasyJet.
Yeah, I did think about that connection. It was
so strange. I didn't know that they were the ones funding my one in particular. I know that they were funding one of the scholarships because there was two flight instructor scholarships given out. I think the other one was the benevolent fund. But I didn't know that I particularly get the EasyJet one or the Stelios one. Sorry. And so when I did, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I went around telling everyone like, oh, EasyJet founder funded me.
Amazing. What an achievement. What an achievement. Do you know what that deserves? That deserves one of these.
Thanks, guys.
That's not all, because we are in a company of winners right now. So what is this one about? What happened here?
Okay. So this was the networking / awards reception for the first FlightCrowd Electric Flying / Saxon Air Flying Experience Scholarship. So I was really proud, as you could see. So yeah.
So tell me, what did you win, and what was that experience like?
So basically I won like a full day of electric flying. They're going to teach us about sustainability and what Saxon Air does. I still haven't done it yet, hopefully around May or April time this year. And yeah, basically like one day I just saw this scholarship and I was like, you know what? I failed 10 scholarships. Should I do this or should I not? I asked my friends, and they were like, "Yeah, go for it, go for it." I applied like 20 minutes before the deadline because I was that like I don't know what to do. Like I was really indecisive because I had so much imposter syndrome. Like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fail anyway. What's the point? I did it anyway. Won, screamed when I won, and yeah, I'm so proud. Even though it's a small scholarship, comparing to all the scholarships I failed that year, I was just so happy, and it sort of got my spark back as well.
Listen, no scholarship's a small scholarship. My first scholarship was small, you could say. So I don't think any scholarship's a small scholarship.
The crowd is going wild. Wow, amazing, amazing. Muhammad El Azwan says, pilots on board. Shout out to Mo, the steady athlete. So, surprise announcement, Mo is going to be joining me back tomorrow. The old gang from the Day One Mentality podcast is going to be back tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to having Mo back on the stream, and we're going to be chatting, and we're going to have another guest as well, but that's going to be revealed later today when I schedule the stream on the YouTube. When I schedule it on the YouTube. So shout out to Mo, shout out to Mo. Quick question here. I've got F4 asking, any advice? I'll come back to you, all persons official. Any advice on our building after you get your PPL? Heard it's better to build it in the US, which needs conversion if I'm not wrong. So this sounds like a type of question.
Yeah, I definitely got the answer to that. So pros and cons. Building in the UK versus US, firstly. UK is more bad weather. You have more weather conditions to deal with, more airspace to deal with. US, you don't have any of that, basically. So your skills that you're building as a pilot in the UK compared to the US is a lot more. Especially if you want your career to be in the UK, you want to be a pilot in the UK, it doesn't make any sense to me that you go out in the US and practice how to fly straight for like 100 hours, right? Fine, I understand it's a little bit cheaper, but what are you trying to gain out of it? What are you trying to get out of it? Of course, it also leads down to time. If you're an integrated student, they send you out there because you're trained to be a robot, exactly ready for the airlines. However, if you also want to do a bit of GA flying alongside, then I recommend the UK. Conversion, not a full conversion is required. From my understanding, it's just an air law exam and you get given a certificate. And sometimes some schools have their own internal exam requirement thing. I could be wrong, but that was me when I checked about 2-3 years ago to do some of my hours there, but then decided not to for exactly the reason I explained before. Yeah, so conversion wise, it's so easy there. They'll sort it out for you for minimal prices, you know, because they want the money in the end of the day, and they're going to try and convince you that, oh, it's the best thing to do, which, don't get me wrong, experience wise, going to a whole different country is gonna also change you. It's gonna benefit you living in a different country, adjusting to the environment, flying there in their conditions. It's not bad at all. But if you do plan on flying in the UK in your career, it makes sense to probably get your skills in the UK compared to the US. But that's just my opinion. Most integrated students will turn around and be like, no, go to the US. So yeah, that's basically it, really. Personally, I would do it in the UK, and I did mine in the UK, and I did it alongside working, which you could also do, I guess, if you want to earn some money. And
yeah, working 5 jobs, it sounds like.
Oh, it wasn't quite 5 jobs all at once. Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, fair. I won't even touch that question. I'm not at that level yet. But yeah, just to wrap up the scholarship conversation, what would you say, Ronika, then Pri, what would you say was the best part of winning the scholarships that you've won in a nutshell?
I would say not only the experience you gain from it, but also the lessons you've learned for applying that scholarship. It will benefit you in the future as well. For example, when you're initially applying for the scholarship, you're really thinking about your journey and what you've done, which is also sort of self-reflection. And that's the point. And doing the experience itself, it's teamwork, organisation, all the different skills you learn for the real deal in your career. And thirdly, it's, inspiring more people as well, not just for yourself or like the people around you, but maybe for the next generation as well, because that's really important at the end of the day. Like, who's going to be our next pilots? Who's going to be our, next people in the industry? Because the majority of people are going to retire, and it's more like, yeah, I've learned something, I'm going to give it back to the community, and I feel like that's the most rewarding thing you can ever do, and the most proud as well, because you're not only benefiting yourself, but you're benefiting others as well.
Free.
Yeah, so to sum it up in one word, basically it would be very inspirational to me, and I'll elaborate that now. So mine obviously was a flight instructor scholarship, so you're sitting on the complete opposite seat. You're learning everything from a different perspective. I basically learned to do or did the whole PPL all over again from the opposite seat, and saw a complete different perspective, which as a student you never see. This time I'm seeing the mistakes the students making. So my flight instructor made all these mistakes, and I thought, oh my lord, I cannot believe it, that this is some of the stuff that people can do. They're trying to kill you, basically, and you're trying not to kill you. It's changed my whole perspective of flying, made me learn new skills from the students itself as well. Like, for example, the thing I struggled most with in my PPL was literally landing, the approach, coming in on final. And believe it or not, the first student I've ever sent solo, he taught me how to come in on a crosswind landing better than anyone else in my career has. And I just think that, okay, he's obviously learned these skills from another instructor, but I've not flown with every single instructor on this earth, and I haven't flown with any of the instructors that he's also flown with. And it's just, you wouldn't think you learn from the student, and you see their perspective, you see your perspective, you're comparing, and you get a whole nother perspective of everything. And yeah, it's just really inspirational in terms of my flight instructor course instructor, taught me something that I thought I'd never learn. She inspired me. The students still inspire me with ways that they're taught and they're applying. They inspire me not to crash as well, on top of that. Yeah, so it's just overall inspirational and motivational and all that stuff.
Nice, beautiful. Yeah. I think for me, getting the PPL scholarship was useful, but I was in a different position to most of the other scholars. So by the time I got the scholarship, I had 33 hours, of which I needed 45. I had done my 9 exams already, because basically each of the years when I applied and failed, I just kind of kept on like crawling forwards in my training. So by the time I actually got it, I was further down the line. So for me, it was very much the end of my training that I got the help with financially, which I'm grateful for, because the end part is actually the most expensive part, because towards the end of your training, every flight is like 2 hours, 3 hours. So it's, yeah, at the beginning, you can do like 1 hour flight to do straight and level, climbing turns, descending turns, another hour flight. But towards the end, you have to bunch up your hours. So I was grateful for the support with that. But I think that the greatest value came with the connection to a community, because from there, one, you've got a stamp that says scholarship winner, right? And the PPL scholarships, maybe 750 applicants. My year, I think we had 11 chosen. And that puts you essentially usually in about the top 1% of applicants. That in itself is a stamp of approval, but also the community that I found myself in, of like, people who had experienced, people who were further down the line in aviation. Through my scholarship, I got obviously into the air pilots and got access to all these people. And that advice that I've been getting from them people and the support that I've got from those people has been invaluable. The events that I've been able to attend because of that has been invaluable. So for me, I think that's been the greatest value of me getting a scholarship. Obviously, for different people, it might be slightly different depending on your context, but definitely worth applying for. Definitely worth applying for. All right. So with that said, ladies and gents, if you're not up on the latest stuff as we slowly bring the episode to a close, if you're not up on the latest on the Future Pilot 901 YouTube page, what are you doing with your life is my question to you. What are you literally doing with your life? There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can get into, including my latest series. I've always loved flying.
Hello. Come on. Well done.
And dancing, there's no denying. If only I could blend the two. I know what I'll do. I'll fly to new places, to dance with new faces, making the most of the wings a private pilot license brings.
That was a little bit gusty. Just made a no-fly decision. Squawk conspicuity, 3-call shore.
A different way to our build and advance.
2-0, join downwind.
I call it fly to dance.
Full flaps.
Ooh, nice one.
Flaps come up.
Well, flight, man.
Foxtrot Sierra, welcome to shore.
We have everything in this flight, man.
Everything, bro.
Yes, get yourself over to Future Pilot 901 on YouTube and catch up on the Fly to Dance series. Now, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give me a like. Come on, give us a like. Come on. You've been getting amazing content tonight, a lot of insight. So make sure you smash that like button. Hit the bell so that you don't miss the next stream, so that you get a notification. If you're on Kick, make sure you hit the follow button. You guys get emails when I go live, so that's useful. This week, all the lives are the same time. 7:15 is the start time. So all persons official, all week, 7:15, all week with guests. I might not do Friday though, because I've got a little bit of a situation going on for Friday, which I'm not going to tell you about. All I'm going to say is I wonder what that means. I wonder what that means. I don't know. I didn't say nothing. All I did was play music. I just played music. That's all I did. That's all I did. But yeah, so all week, Monday to Thursday, streams 7:15 UTC. So be here or be square, because I will hunt you down if you're not here. Nah, just joking. Just joking. Just joking. All right, as we wrap up, I want to talk about a little bit about the challenges that you faced in your journey, because for aspiring pilots, for flight instructors, for PPLs, for airline pilots, for human beings, this is something that's unavoidable. Unfortunately, we're going to face challenges, and I think it's always strengthening, encouraging to hear what other people have overcome, because it gives us hope to know that, well, you can face challenges and get through it. So I wanted to wrap up by talking a little bit about challenges, and then also what you like. If you could give advice to your younger self, what would that be? If you were kind of like cluing them in, going back 5 years or 10 years, and you're going to clue them in, what lessons would you share with them to give them a step up, or to give them like a boost towards achieving the dream? Ronika.
You always have to start with me, don't you?
I always gotta start with you.
Okay. Okay. Of course, there's the financial side and imposter syndrome, but I don't want to talk about that because everyone has that challenge. For me personally, as I go to different events and speak to network with different people, first of all, not too many events in the north, so I always have to travel to London, which is terrible on the financial side because of how expensive those trains are, and also it's just really difficult to travel, and we need more like accessibility. Second point is when I do go to these events, and specifically the one event I went to, which was the airlines 2024 conference, it was so difficult to network. And despite what the airport guys said, keep on going, giving us some motivation, it was still so difficult because we were the only young people there. And that was a big challenge I've ever faced. Yeah, how do I network with these key industry leaders whilst they're looking at me like, oh, this is a child, I was 18 though, and I feel like that's my biggest struggle. Networking with a bit more of the older generation. I want their knowledge, I want their their skills of what they've learned, but if they don't offer me that, what do I do? And that's a challenge I'm still currently facing. So
Yeah, what do you make of that, Pri?
I mean, I kind of felt the same challenges Veronica's feeling now in the past. Still sometimes might feel, especially the financial side, but that's again something you don't want to talk about because everyone feels that. But it's a lot more common than you think, actually. Yeah.
And for you, what are some of the challenges that you've kind of had to overcome in your journey of trying to live your dream?
Definitely fitting in. I've always felt like an outcast sort of thing, especially when I started in uni. It was definitely more of a minority then, Asian female. Even in our own like society, Indian society or Asian society, it's not a recognized thing. Everyone's like, you need to be a doctor, you need to be an engineer, you need to be all this, big job things like dentist or whatever. I don't know. And going out and being like, oh, I want to be a pilot. Everyone just looks at you left-eyed and it's like, what is that? No, that's a boy's job. No, you can't do that. You're a girl. Oh no, but like, how are you gonna have a family? Like, I don't care about that. I'll think about that later. Like, it's still possible. All these things are possible. And then now seeing the number of increasing females, especially ethnic females, I feel so proud. That's the overall side of things. But if I was to talk about flight instructor, challenge I faced was actually sitting on the other seat and handling everything with the opposite hands. I'm now not handling the throttle with my right hand, I'm handling it with my left hand. I'm flying with the opposite hand. It's just absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges in the course. But otherwise, biggest challenge is just, fitting in, being accepted, sort of thing, which I'm sure Ronika probably has felt.
100% agree with you. Like, thankfully, my parents are so supportive. They do not care about this gender thing at all. They're like, you go, girl. Anyway, my mum and me are like besties, and we always talk about it. But yeah, like, I remember saying something to my family members, yeah, I really want to be a pilot. And they were like, wait, what? What did you say? And then I kind of had to hide it in a way, and I still kind of do, because you know how Asians are like, so nosy. Yeah. I don't want to go to every family gathering, literally every family gathering, like, say, Ronika, are you in university? Are you in work? What are you doing? I'm like, don't ask.
But you'll see eventually, though, that like I'm now on the other end of things, where I'm so grateful for this, that all the aunties use me as an inspiration for their children now. I've crossed that border in our community. I've crossed that, maybe not in community in the whole UK, but I know that in Oxford, for specific our group, that I've crossed that barrier where it's now not looked upon as a boy's job anymore, or it's not doable. I'm just like, oh my God, like, look at Priya. And I'm like, wow, like that's me. That's crazy, because that wasn't me like a few years ago. So you're going to find that when, like you said, you're up north, so your community is going to be different, separate from mine. Once you cross that barrier, you're going to be that inspiration for people, and you're going to start it off, basically. And it's going to be one of the biggest achievements, pieces of success that you feel within yourself.
Yeah, it's like that in many things where, you know, when you first get started, people, you know, you get a bit of resistance, but if you make it, then you become like the poster person. It's like, wow, like look at them, like you're like, wait, you got like I needed this energy when I was getting started. Like, where were you? Now
But those same people, I feel like at the beginning, they won't support you until you've made it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could even be your own family.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. You know, they won't help you or anything, but the moment you've achieved something, it's almost like fake friends. The moment you've achieved something, that's it. They're your best friend. They want everything to do with you. They want to hang out with you. All of a sudden, they're gonna live their life for you rather than, you know, the other way around. It's nuts.
Yeah. The way I think about it is like, we need resistance. You know, like going to the gym, we need resistance to push against. So sometimes I think like if you have people who just think, oh yeah, you can do it, sometimes you're not then as motivated to really make it happen. So I think for me, like my family had an intervention for me when I was like, I'm going to live in my car to pay for flight training. They're like, why? That's so crazy. Blah, blah, blah. Like, why are you doing that? You can live with your aunt. You can live with my sister. You can live with your brother. Like, I'm like, no, I need this for a mental transformation. So I think for me, the biggest challenge was overcoming the thought that becoming a pilot was all the way out there and I could never reach it. It was believing that it was possible and actually going for it. Yeah. And that, when I just said, you know what, I'm going to go for it no matter what. Even in my interview, when they asked me like, so what are you going to do if you don't get this scholarship? This was Steve Dean interviewed me. Dom interviewed me as well. And then there's one other guy, I've forgotten his name. And I think I must have laughed at Steve. Like, he was like, what would you do if you don't get the scholarship? I was like, like, what are you talking about? Like, if I didn't say that, don't say that. But I was like, look, I was like, look, if I have to, I know, right? I was like, if I have to crawl towards a license, I will crawl to my license. There's no way I'm going to stop. I'm going to say, thank you for the opportunity. I've learned so much in this process. Unfortunately, I haven't got the scholarship, but thank you very much. And I will crawl my way to a license if I have to.
And you'll try again.
Yeah. And I meant every word of it, you know, and I think that's the mental transformation that came. Pri, I know you have to leave. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you if they want to find you and stalk you?
I don't really make content necessarily that much or like do anything like that. Like, I like to get involved, but I just don't have the time to do any of it. But if anyone does want to reach out to me, then I just have my Instagram, which is @pri_.fly or ._fly.
Right, not complicated at all. If you struggle to find her, just I will have it in the description.
Yeah, PRY for free.
And wait, before you go, I kind of saw I saw a little bit of bling. I don't know if I'm not sure, but before I let you go,
Where's the bling?
I got blinded before.
Oh, yes, I got engaged recently.
Wait, let's go!
Congratulations!
Thank you. Bling, bling, bling. Actually, it's quite funny because I was wearing it at work, and one of the ladies from across the crew room, because of massive delays, one of the colleagues, she came over from far away and was like, bloody hell, do you want to blind me anymore? I was like, oh, sorry.
Oh, congratulations. Amazing. Was that the news that you wanted to share before you go?
I want to share it with you guys,
Oh, okay.
That was...
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, everyone in the chat, no, you guys didn't hear this, okay? You didn't hear this.
No, it's fine. No, I'm fine.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have a great evening. You've dropped some gems, so I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it's my pleasure. And of course, I've had a great time. And thank you, Dee, for the opportunity. And Ronika, it's nice to meet you again as well. And love the story. We need to catch up again soon.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can catch up with you guys as well. Like, I feel left out now.
No, I wasn't. I'm talking to both of you.
All right, thank you, Pri. Take care. Have a
Actually,
good one.
yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, you guys are going to be meeting up on the slide. We lost your number.
Oh my God, D,
we lost your
forget
number.
about
Did you
it.
change your number? Like, no, I had the same number for the last 10 years.
Careful now, careful. You don't want to say that online.
Don't worry, I've got my ways. But yeah.
Good. Yeah, well,
All
thank
right.
you. I'll
Take
take
it.
it.
We're going to see the show out. So yeah, you can just drop out when you're ready.
All right. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Bye,
have a
guys.
good one. See you.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
stop this thing.
I'll take you off. Yeah. And then there were two. Yeah. So it's been a, let's see, what's the chat saying? Anything from you guys before we go? Alex, relax. All right. Relax. She just said she is engaged. You need to relax. Okay. Like some people getting thirsty in the chat. Just chill, relax. In fact, do you know where's Alex? Nah, Alex, you're getting a 10-minute timeout, my friend. No, 5-minute timeout. You need to relax, my friend. You need to relax for that one. You need to chill. She's engaged, okay? She's off the market. All right. Okay. Do you know what, Alex? You're getting banned. That is flagrant.
Oh.
That is no, not banned.
Yeah.
See you next interview. See you next.
Him out.
See you at the next one. All right. Bye for this interview. All right. Learn to behave and come back. All right. Come back a better person. New year, new you. All right. All right. So thank you very much for those of you who have joined us today. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk about, going from becoming an aspiring pilot all the way to flight instruction, talking about scholarships. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me, Ronika.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Tomorrow we're going to be back, and it's going to be Mo the Steady Athlete, because over the last the holidays, I don't know about you guys, but I have been eating. Now I've tried to exercise, but I've also been eating. Okay, so we need to get back to being healthy. So Mo is a fitness coach. He's going to help us get back on track. And then I'm also going to have, wait for it, Tyrone Isaac Stewart passing by. He's an artist. These guys are a big part of how I got the PPL scholarship. So I can't wait to give you that gem tomorrow and talk about how we can get healthier and smash our goals for 2026. Later on in the week, I'm going to have an interview with a couple of engineers, one who's a flight instructor and another PPL pilot. Listen, it's going to be amazing. Follow me on Instagram, FuturePilot91, if you want to know who's going to be on for that day, or look out for the scheduled videos on YouTube to know who's going to be on the stream. But I'm going to be back Monday. Well, I've done Monday now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday live. Okay, so make sure you don't miss that. All right, what's next for you, Ronika?
What's next for me? Going back to work, unfortunately.
Yeah. Working hard to fund the dream.
Back to reality. Yeah.
Back to reality. Are you going to survive the cold? It's quite cold at the moment.
Oh yeah, I haven't even gotten the flu yet, so I really hope so, because I've been covering for so many people at work, and I need a break,
What have you been doing?
I've been covering for so many people at work because the flu got to them, but not me yet, somehow.
I see. Well, I hope you stay healthy. Thank you very much. If people want to see more of what you do and follow your vlogs and your journey to becoming, an airline pilot, where can they follow you?
They can follow me at Ronika Can Fly on Instagram.
Fantastic. All right, people. Well, that's it from me. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. Your questions in the chat are very much encouraged over the next few streams. So make sure you come with questions. Until next time, my name is D, and this is Future Pilot 901, and I'm reminding you to live your dreams. Peace.
Man, from living in my car to finally getting my trial flight done. To being in this moment.
Hey, come on. Well done.
Was it worth the sacrifice? Oh man.
Pull back. May pull back more. Hold it there. Pull back.
Radar 130.
Bit more.
Listen. Was it worth the sacrifice?
So, power right on. Center line.
Listen, if you have a dream, it's down to you to make it happen, man. You might give it everything and it might still not work, but guess what? The journey makes you a better, stronger person. Can you imagine what kind of person you would become if you didn't pursue the one thing that you thought was the best thing in the world? You didn't pursue it. What kind of person does that make you after 20, 30 years of doing that? But when you chase what you believe is the most valuable, the most beautiful, the most awesome thing that you can do, and you give it everything, win or lose, you become a better person.